Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on a story. Today, we're diving into a case that's been plastered all over the news, and for good reason. We're talking about Alex Murdaugh, a man who's been indicted on 27 charges, including insurance fraud and even conspiracy to commit murder. This isn't just another scandal. This is a story that involves a man from a prominent legal family, multiple charges that could land him in prison for a long time, and a series of events that have left everyone baffled and questioning the integrity of the legal system. So, why is this case significant? Well, it's not just about the charges, as serious as they are. It's about the ripple effects this case could have on the legal community, and what it says about the people we often place our trust in. So, buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. Stick around as we unpack who Alex Murdaugh is, the charges he's facing, and the murders he's allegedly connected to. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Who is Alex Murdaugh? What's his profession? Family background. Alex Murdaugh hails from the Murdaugh family, a prominent family in the Lowcountry region of South Carolina. The family has a long history of legal service, with 3 generations named Randolph Murdaugh serving consecutively as circuit solicitors for South Carolina's 14th Judicial District from 1920 to 2006. Alex himself was a well-known attorney in South Carolina. However, his educational background came under scrutiny after his involvement in various criminal cases. Many questioned whether he was a genuine law student or if he landed a job in the law firm due to his family connections. He was married to Maggie Murdaugh, born Margaret Kennedy Branstetter. The couple met at the University of South Carolina in 1991, where Maggie was a member of the Kappa Delta sorority. Unfortunately, Alex's life took a dark turn. He was indicted on 27 charges, including insurance fraud and conspiracy to commit murder. He has pleaded not guilty to these charges and is currently facing trial. Alright, let's dive into the avalanche of charges against Alex Murdaugh. This guy is facing a whopping 27 charges, and trust me, it's a lot to unpack. So, grab your popcorn or whatever you munch on when things get intense. Insurance fraud and conspiracy to commit murder. The big headlines are screaming about insurance fraud and conspiracy to commit murder. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't some small-time scam. We're talking about plotting to take someone's life. Defrauding victims. The charges also allege that Murdaugh defrauded his victims of a staggering $2,657,016.12. That's not pocket change, that's someone's life savings, multiple times over. Filing a false police report. As if the list wasn't long enough, he's also accused of filing a false police report. Now, why would an attorney, someone who knows the law inside and out, do something so blatantly illegal? Maintaining innocence. Despite this mountain of accusations, Murdaugh is pleading not guilty. He's not just facing the court, he's facing the court of public opinion. And let me tell you, it's not looking good for him. Surrendering to authorities. One thing's for sure, he did turn himself in. Whether that's a point in his favor or just a strategic move, only time will tell. So, there you have it. Alex Murdaugh is in hot water, and it's boiling over. Each of these charges could be a video in itself. But for now, this is the condensed version of the storm he's facing. Alex Murdaugh has pleaded not guilty to a myriad of charges, including insurance fraud, conspiracy to commit murder, and more. This plea is a formal declaration that he disputes the charges brought against him. In the American legal system, a not guilty plea essentially shifts the burden of proof onto the prosecution. They must now prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Murdaugh is guilty of the crimes he's accused of. Burden of proof. By pleading not guilty, the onus is now on the prosecution to prove his guilt. This is a cornerstone of the American legal system, where one is considered innocent until proven guilty. Case complexity. Given the 27 charges against him, this case is bound to be complex. Each charge will have to be proven individually, making the prosecution's job incredibly challenging. Potential for jury tampering. According to a CNN article, the South Carolina Court of Appeals has sent the case back to circuit court to consider allegations of jury tampering. This adds another layer of complexity and could potentially impact the outcome. Financial crimes. A BBC article mentions that Murdaugh faces 99 financial crimes charges, adding to the gravity of the case. This could influence the jury's perception of him, despite being separate from the murder and insurance fraud charges. Asset seizure. A Yahoo News article states that a federal judge has ruled against Murdaugh's request to have the federal government take his seized assets. This could have implications for his ability to fund a robust defense. Public perception. Given the high-profile nature of the case and the media coverage, public opinion could also play a role. However, it's the court's responsibility to ensure that this does not influence the trial. So, there you have it. The not guilty plea is more than just 2 words. It's a pivotal moment that shapes the legal journey ahead for Alex Murdaugh. It opens up a labyrinth of legal intricacies that both the defense and prosecution will have to navigate, making this a case to watch closely. So, you've probably heard that Alex Murdaugh is knee-deep in some serious legal trouble, right? Well, one of the most jaw-dropping aspects of this case is the insurance fraud scheme he's allegedly involved in. First off, let's talk numbers. According to CNN, Murdaugh has been charged with 23 more crimes related to financial wrongdoing and what they're calling a suicidal insurance fraud scheme. That's not a small number, my friends. This is part of the 27 total charges against him, which also include conspiracy to commit murder. Now, you might be wondering, how much money are we talking about here? NBC News reports that he's facing 75 state charges, including trust, forgery, money laundering, and computer crime. All these charges accuse him of stealing nearly $8.5 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $8.5 million. Details are still emerging, but what we know so far is that this scheme was allegedly set up to look like a suicide. According to ABC News, he was charged with 23 more crimes and 4 new indictments related to this scheme. Insurance fraud is a serious offense, and if convicted, Murdaugh could face severe penalties, including hefty fines and a long prison sentence. Given the complexity and the amount involved, this could be a landmark case in insurance fraud history. So, there you have it. This insurance fraud scheme is just one part of a much larger, more complicated legal puzzle that Alex Murdaugh is currently a part of. And trust me, we're all eagerly waiting to see how this unfolds. On June 7, 2021, Alex Murdaugh called 911 to report a devastating scene. He had found his wife, Margaret, and his son, Paul, shot dead outside their Islandton home. This home wasn't just any home. It was about an hour away from the touristy Hilton Head Island. The family seemed to have it all, but behind the scenes, things were far from perfect. Fast forward to March 2, 2023. A South Carolina jury found Alex Murdaugh guilty of murdering his wife and son. This wasn't just a simple case. It was a complex web of deceit and betrayal that led to this verdict. The charges against him were severe, and the trial was a media circus, to say the least. Prosecutors revealed that Alex Murdaugh was set for a day of reckoning. What does that mean? Well, that was the deadline his law firm had given him. The motive behind these murders seems to be deeply rooted in his professional life, adding another layer of complexity to this already convoluted case. But wait, there's more. Alex Murdaugh was also injured in a roadside shooting in Hampton County on September 4, 2021. His lawyer and friend, Jim Griffin, told news outlets that Murdaugh's black Mercedes-Benz SUV had it. Well, let's just say it wasn't a fender bender. Despite all these charges and the guilty verdict, Murdaugh's lawyers maintain his innocence. They argue that on the evening of June 7, 2021, Alex Murdaugh reached out to his wife, luring her to a cabin. The details are sketchy, but the defense is fighting tooth and nail to prove his innocence. So, there you have it. The story of Alex Murdaugh is a labyrinth of legal battles, family tragedy, and dark secrets. It's a story that has captured the nation, and it's far from over. Alex Murdaugh turning himself in is a significant move, not just for the optics but also for the legal proceedings. According to CNN, Curtis Edward Smith allegedly shot Alex Murdaugh as part of a conspiracy to commit insurance fraud. This adds another layer of complexity to the case, as it shows that Murdaugh was aware of the gravity of the charges against him and chose to face them head-on. His lawyer, Jim Griffin, told CNN that they had been informed an arrest warrant had been issued for Murdaugh on charges of conspiracy to commit insurance fraud. Turning himself in could be seen as an attempt to control the narrative, showing that he's not running away from the law. In legal terms, turning oneself in can sometimes work in the defendant's favor during court proceedings, as it may be seen as a sign of acknowledgement of the legal process, if not guilt. However, this is a double-edged sword. While it may earn him some points in the court of public opinion, it also means he's officially in the system, with all the legal scrutiny that entails. So, there you have it. Turning himself in isn't just a simple act. It's a calculated move with various implications, both legally and publicly. That wraps up this section, but stay tuned because this story is far from over. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to keep up with all the latest updates on this mind-boggling case. First off, the jurors themselves have been vocal. They appeared on the Today Show, and they were pretty skeptical about Murdaugh's emotional state during the trial. They didn't think he was genuinely emotional. That's a big deal, man, because it shows that even the people who are supposed to be impartial are having a hard time buying his act. Then there's his son, Buster Murdaugh. During his father's testimony, the guy was caught face-palming. Yeah, you heard that right. His own son couldn't believe what was going down. This was all over social media, and people were like, if his son can't even take him seriously, why should we? Legal experts have also been dissecting this case like it's a season finale. After Murdaugh took the stand, they had a lot to say. Some thought it was a risky move for him to testify. while others thought it was a desperate attempt to gain sympathy. Either way, the legal community is buzzing about this case. And let's not forget Twitter and Reddit. These platforms are exploding with opinions, memes, and even conspiracy theories about the case. Some people are outraged, some are intrigued, and some are just there for the drama. Overall, the public sentiment seems to be leaning towards skepticism and disbelief. From the jurors to legal experts, and even his own family, it seems like people are having a hard time believing Murdaugh's side of the story. So, first off, let's talk numbers. Alex Murdaugh is facing a whopping 99 financial crimes charges. Yeah, you heard that right, 99. This guy allegedly stole at least $8 million in settlement money from clients at his family law firm. That's not pocket change. We're talking about life-altering amounts of money here. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the legal system. The South Carolina Court of Appeals has granted Alex Murdaugh's motion to suspend his conviction appeal. This means the case is headed back to circuit court to consider allegations of jury tampering. Jury tampering, man. If proven, this could be a game changer for how the case proceeds. But wait, there's more. Alex Murdaugh was found guilty of 2 counts of murder and is sentenced to 2 life terms. That's right, life terms. This means he could potentially spend the rest of his life behind bars. And let's not forget the legal team. They've raised several issues at trial, including the admission of certain evidence. This could have a ripple effect on how future cases are handled, especially those that are high profile like this one. So, what does all this mean for Alex Murdaugh and the broader legal system? Well, if he's convicted on all these charges, it could set a precedent for how similar cases are handled in the future. It could also serve as a cautionary tale for anyone thinking they can game the system. The legal implications are vast, and this case could very well be studied in law schools for years to come. Alright, guys, I've got to be real with you for a moment. This case has been an emotional roller coaster, not just for the people involved, but for all of us following it. I mean, the sheer number of charges, the complexity, and the gravity of the allegations are just mind-blowing. First off, the audacity of someone to allegedly commit such heinous acts is beyond comprehension. We're talking about murder, insurance fraud, and even jury tampering. It's like something straight out of a crime thriller, but this is real life, and real lives have been destroyed. I can't help but feel a sense of outrage and disbelief. How could someone, especially someone from a well-known family and a respected profession, fall so far? It's a stark reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and that's a scary thought. But here's the kicker for me, the legal system. This case has exposed some serious flaws and loopholes that need to be addressed. It's not just about one man's guilt or innocence. It's about the integrity of the justice system. And that hits close to home for all of us, because if the system is flawed, then who's to say what could happen in future cases? So yeah, I'm feeling a mix of anger, sadness, and a whole lot of confusion. But one thing's for sure, I'm invested in seeing justice served, whatever that may look like. And I know many of you feel the same way. Alright, folks, we've delved deep into the Alex Murdaugh case, dissected the charges, looked at the public reaction, and even got a bit personal. This case is a labyrinth of complexities and it's far from over, so you can bet we'll be keeping a close eye on how things unfold. If you found this video informative and want to stay updated on this case or other true crime story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world to me and it helps me keep creating content like this. Also, I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. What do you make of all this? Drop your opinions, questions, or any other thoughts in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going. Before I go, a huge shout out to everyone who's been supporting the channel. You guys are the real MVPs. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and as always, thanks for watching. This is Zaid, signing off.